What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to jump on here real quick and talk a little bit more about my journey of trying to get a little bit healthier. Today, I just wanted to talk about my favorite subject, which is walking, which I didn't think that that would be one of my favorite subjects, but now that I'm almost 50 years old and lost over 65 pounds in about 6 months, I feel like it's a very important subject that people around my age should probably look into, because if you're anything like I was, where you spent the majority of your younger years being athletic, being physical, doing things the old way may not work as effectively as they did back then when you were in your teens, 20s, 30s. I played sports, middle school and high school. I was a lifeguard. I was in the military for almost 24 years. So I was just conditioned for a pretty active lifestyle, and that was just part of being healthy and staying in shape. I just train hard and lose the body fat, stay toned, and that was just part of it. And then as you get older, you have all this knowledge and tools from everything you've learned throughout your life of what works. And you can tell other people, this is what works. And then when you try it, when you're older and it doesn't work, you're left scratching your head saying, all right, well, this has worked over and over and over. Why is it not working now? And it's that we're getting older. That's just the reality of things. We don't have our youthful hormones working in our favor. Our body's been through a lot. We've beat it up. We've endured a lot of trauma and inflammation, scars, whatever the case is we don't have that clean slate of being young and healthy and just starting, right? So as we're older and doing those things that used to work no longer work, I got really frustrated being so overweight that it was uncomfortable to even tie my shoes. It was just uncomfortable doing anything. And I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to lose a lot of weight fast. And I remember around this time last year going to my doctor and asking if he would put me on a prescription for sorry, I'm trying to keep that sun. Put me on a prescription to lose weight, because I had saw a lot of celebrities and a lot of people losing weight using some of these prescribed medications. And he said no, which sucked, because I felt hopeless, because I would try exercising, I would try eating a lot less, try eating healthier, eating a lot more salads, and it seemed like nothing was working. I was getting really hopeless and helpless. So I'm like, I'm at the point now where I want to try anything that'll work, because being this big, being this overweight is miserable for me. Like, I just don't want to be like this, and having been active and physical my whole life, and knowing that I'm getting older and that you're supposed to take it easier, I wasn't ready to take it easier yet. I wanna still be active. I still want to do things. I've got a couple of teenage boys that I wanna do active things with. I want to be a role model. I don't want to be someone they look at and they're disappointed in or embarrassed of. So I needed to change something. And being frustrated and pretty much giving up on going to the gym and running and doing all these things that weren't working, they were just beating me up and hurting me even more. I started walking more just to think, more just to kind of get into my head and maybe come to terms with, I'm just at a point in my life where I've been through a lot, and my body's been through a lot. I'm old, I'm sick, I'm hurting, and maybe it's time to just slow down. Maybe it's just time to accept it. And so I would go for these walks. And what these walks did for me in thinking did so much more than clear my mind, which was why I was going for the walks, was to clear my mind. But by going on walks every day, just these short walks consistently, I noticed after several days, I started feeling better. And so it's like, all right, there's psychology behind this. Is I'm getting out, I'm thinking to myself, I'm coming to terms with getting older, being sick. But when I'm feeling better, these are physiological things that I'm starting to feel better, as far as like I'm not hurting like I used to. I'm not my joints aren't as hurting, like the arthritis doesn't seem to be as bad. Sleeping a little bit better, and check my weight, and I even lost a couple of pounds. Like, all right, so I'm feeling better. Maybe there's something more to it than just the psychological benefits of walking and thinking, and just I just started feeling better. And so the interesting thing is, when you start feeling better, then all of a sudden, for me, I start pursuing what it is that's making me feel better, because I want to do more of that. And maybe doing more of that means that I need to do less of other stuff. And so walking really kicked me off on this journey of getting healthier, and then starting to lose weight got me down the rabbit hole of studying all about nutrition and hormones, how our body uses insulin, the things that we eat, our blood sugar. This was all very fascinating. And it was all because I started walking. And walking was because I felt like I had failed pretty much everything. And I just wanted to get out and think and walk. And by doing so, got me started in eating healthier, in walking more. Here recently, I've been doing more, as far as going to the gym and doing some resistance training and working with some weights, working out with my sons. This has been an awesome adventure. And so I would encourage anybody that's kind of gotten to the point where I'm at, if you are carrying some extra weight and you feel like, hey, you're trying everything, you're exercising hard, you're eating really good, you're counting all your calories, you're burning all these calories, and you just can't lose weight. What worked for me, and what I would tell anybody, is take a break. Go for a walk. Clear your mind. Go for a long walk if you can. Don't exhaust yourself. Don't burn yourself out. Don't make it something you dread. Make it something you enjoy. Make it something that you could see yourself doing, quite simply, every day. And make it a consistent habit. And after a while, your body starts responding to it. You start feeling better. And we start feeling better. And you can start making some better choices through what you're eating and drinking, what you cut out. It's kind of like it's the catalyst, and it's a snowball effect. You just need something that gets you started. And once you start, and it's not hard to continue. And that was always the issue, even when I was younger, was it's hard to stay like hardcore in training mode, working out really hard, dieting really hard. It's one of those things where you just kind of burn out. But with walking, this is something that I've been able to do now for 8 months, and almost every day. Like, I'll take some days off. Earlier on, it's kind of hit or miss on how much I walk. I might walk a mile, or I might walk a couple of miles. Later on, I was able to work myself up to 5 miles, and I was walking 5 miles pretty consistently every morning, 5 a.m. And it just started feeling good. Started making me feel better. Started making me look for more ways that I could feel better, which led me into studying nutrition. And like I said, from there, once you start understanding that things are a little bit different when you're older, it's not all about just calories in and calories out and working harder and eating less. It's about being gentle on your body, moving, making sure that you're circulating your blood sugar, so instead of just going out and going for a hard run, which can be stressful on your body, has positive benefits too, but going for a nice extended walk has some really good benefits as well. And when done consistently, you're really pulling that blood sugar out of your organs and your muscles, using it as energy, and then tapping into your stored energy, your fat, to replenish. And then that's where you start getting the momentum. You're taking it easy, you're being consistent. Hopefully, your eating habits get better, and then you start getting results. And I promise you, once you start getting some results, some positive results, which doesn't happen instantly, it takes time. And if you're consistent with it, those results will start getting a little bit better and get a little bit better and get a little bit better. And like I said, this has been the absolute best thing that is so much different from the way I've always known to lose weight. So this different approach, I stand behind it. Like getting out in the mornings, going for a walk, maybe go for a short walk after you eat something, maybe go for a short walk before you go to bed. It doesn't have to be extreme. Take it easy on your body. Get your body to feeling better. Start learning as much as you can about nutrition, making sure that you're getting adequate amounts of everything that your body requires. Drinking plenty of water, getting your electrolytes. And this journey becomes fun. So, that was a lot of words and talked quite a bit, but really interested in hearing your journey and what you're doing to try to get a little bit healthier. Leave it in the comments below. We'll talk soon.